All right. Welcome in, guys. Here we are. We're back with Tavern Talk with Head Removal Inc. on our 13th episode. And guess who we have on cam today? Look at him and all his bearded gloriness.
A nice trimmed up beard. You trim your beard just for this?
He got all fancy for that shit. I didn't even bother straightening mine. I just fucking combed it this morning.
I didn't even comb my hair, dude. My hair crazy this morning.
Do you ever comb your hair?
It just rolls out and starts the day. He's just like,
let's go. He just straight up looks like Vegeta every day, man. He's...
comb my hair before work when I gotta go to work.
You gotta look special for that, right?
Yeah.
But here we are, guys. It is our 13th episode. We want to say, like all of our normal times, welcome in. Please remember to leave your heads at the door. We are Head Removal Inc. My name is Call Me Samwise. We have Jaboon TV over there in the corner, your favorite boomy / mage, and our resident Death Knight down there, Myth. And we are not graced with the president of Why So Serial Man this morning, our resident horror fan.
Oh, that guy don't sound good at all.
Yeah, he sounds to be, lack of a better term, he sounds horrific. Got it. But he is sick. He was in chat yesterday and he sounded absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
That man definitely needs some rest.
Hope you start to feel better, my friend.
Yep. Hopefully you're listening and tuning in, or you're sleeping, one of the two, whatever it is. But we talk a little bit real quick. We had last 2 weeks ago our episode for episode 12. That one was our episode where we talked about gaming culture and how it's shaped from Pong to Pixels. So the early time to now and the future that gaming has as far as the culture goes. So that was a really fun one to talk about because we all had a lot of history. A lot of us are a little bit older, so a lot of us actually lived through the start of the gaming, and we experienced the boom of, not so much the arcade boom in the 70s, because none of us was born in the 70s, but
that would have been so cool though.
Yes, we would have been those kids at the fucking pinball machine all day inside the fucking
with a pocket full
Coke
of
shops and shit. Yep.
I would have loved it.
Yeah. Fucking, it would have been great, man. Like, I spent a lot of time in our old Dream Machine, our arcade at our mall. Like, we spent a ton of time there. So, yep, there you go. Myth's got our link for last week's podcast. So, as always, what have you guys been playing this week? Well, these past 2 weeks, rather. Jib?
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley gamer over here, dude.
Yeah. He has been playing.
Not gonna lie, I've been playing Stardew Valley, Deep Rock Galactic, and I downloaded Once Human. I might be doing a playthrough on Once Human. Definitely. I was checking it out last night. The game's definitely a lot different than when I played it roughly a year ago, possibly longer, year and a half ago. So kind of excited to to check that one out again.
Somebody just joined us in the Discord.
It's Serial morning, my dude.
Could you try again?
What up?
Oh. There he is. There's the death himself.
Yeah, tried to tell you, he didn't sound good.
I have your camera and everything and your frame off for the podcast, so I just figured that you would be.
Oh, you're
not
good.
Here.
I'm gonna be silent. I'll talk in chat.
Okay, sounds good, my guy. All right, so where was I?
What games are we playing? I said Stardew Valley, went through mine,
and then
Once
Myth.
Human. Now it's
See what happens when Serial just shows up? He fucks everything
up. WoW, obviously, and then I've been playing Hellforged, and that's about it for the last week.
Oh yeah, Hellforged. I forgot to mention that. We were all on the playtest of that playing. Yeah, all three of us. That's a pretty good game. I'm excited for them to release more, for sure. That game's definitely good so far.
Yeah, that Hellforge is really awesome. I think whenever they finally release it and we get some more builds and characters to play and shit like that, it'll be more fun than just having the straight melee paladin. But that one is super fun to play. I've been playing that. I've been playing a lot of Balatro. Not so much having great experience playing it on fucking PC because for whatever reason, the RNG for me is just terrible in that. But on mobile, I've already won like so many hands playing on mobile, and I've got less time on it than I do the PC, and it's just kind of weird. But we've been playing, the wife and I have been playing Traveler's Rest, which is just another type of Stardew Valley. It's a life sim kind of game, but you run a tavern, and you got to make it more presentable, and it builds up the reputation and stuff like that, and you level that way. You can do mats. There's actually a story to it that you can progress through. You can make everything from alcohol to different types of soups and stuff like that for food.
Oh
I
wait,
did
that
pick up.
reminds me. When we started, played another game. Me and Kat beat Valheim.
Oh, did you? There you go. I did pick up some more games. I picked up that librarian game, was playing it because it's just something to just kill time with, and the wife was like obsessed with it last night. She was like, I'm not using any of my abilities. I'm just doing it all manually. I'm like, okay, you do that. It's going to take you a while. But we do post in our Discord channel. There is a games channel that I post pretty much every day. Games that I've found, have wish listed, that look fun, that are community driven. They're usually co-op. There are occasional ones that I post that are just, single players and stuff like that, because you can never go wrong with those. But yeah, that is mostly of what I've posted. We've been playing Far Far West too. If you guys haven't played that one, check that one out. It is a robot Western / Helldivers-esque type game. You go in, you do the objectives, you do the side stuff, kill a bunch of cryptids, which are skeletons, and then you have to escape on the floating train. So definitely check those guys out. And then tomorrow is tonight is supposed to be community game night.
We talked about that last week, I think. Didn't we? Didn't we mention it last week? I think that's why I didn't mention that one.
We might have. So we haven't been playing it as much, but yeah. So we a lot of games to check out, guys. Please check them out. There's, like I said, there's a games channel. Post it if you know a game and you like a game. Post it.
Yeah.
Here soon, you're gonna start seeing
Always
all
down.
of us do some game review videos. We've been working on getting templates and layouts made for those, so that way we're kind of synchronized. And as far as I know, guys, we are set on the Tavern Reviews title for it, since we're doing Tavern Talk. So, oh, thanks, Mom. Your mom just followed me.
Oh, did she?
It's home time. All them times I slept on your couch. All right, so
I knew what was going on, so I messaged, because I guess they normally watch on, like, they're not real tech savvy. So you were wondering, I'm looking down, I'm texting Dad and Mom, and I'm like, his channel is Call Me Samwise, and then they pop in. I knew they were looking for it, just couldn't remember the name. So there you go.
That's all good. No harm, no
They're
foul.
not tech savvy.
Yeah, we gotta help your dad. I'm gonna get him set up this weekend too, so he can watch some old school movies and shit. All right. So we're getting into this now. So this week's episode is the Council Head Remove Inc., the guild that somehow became an LLC. We are doing a party builder. This is our fantasy style. Actually, I could probably just left the title card up for a minute. No, it's still the same. It's fine. So we are doing a fantasy style party builder. So I think D&D with a little more chaos, which, I mean, depending on what party in your group, you can be very chaotic as well. But we are hybriding up some classes, mixing in stuff that you normally wouldn't think about, as well as coming up with designs that people don't typically do. So we were just like, this is cool. And yesterday, everybody was submitting different character classes. We made some mythic cards
some
for
pretty
them.
good ones.
Yeah, we did. Like
ones that I would like to see in a game, really. Like some of these I would love to see in a game.
Yeah, we're gonna get that. And as Serial's posting my fucking slime things, I'm a big monster fan when it comes to this stuff. And like, I don't play D&D. I'd love to play D&D. And I got these guys getting pretty creative with these characters yesterday. I'm like, just so you're aware, I've manipulated you into doing D&D. Ha 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 ha. Oh, yeah. So, subtle manipulation, guys. Kat, I think you would have a lot of fun. You can make yourself a warlock. You can do whatever you want. And imagination really is all that you gotta have when it comes to coming up with stuff. You can seduce the dragon. I'm just saying. You love me a warlock. Yep. So without further ado, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started on this. We are rocking not the last one. I don't know why the filter's over there first, but boom. We're starting with our tank division. This is the ones that stand in the way so others can stab things, right? And this is Myth's specialty, so he's going to lead us off on this one. I will bring up the slideshow. This is just going to overlap or be behind it because I didn't fix that part. So boom. Our tanks. We have, first off the rip, good morning. Oh, hello, cat. Okay. First off the rip, we have our Abyssal Conduit. So Myth, go ahead and take it away. You guys, real quick, we need your input. Vote on these. Like, who post in there, Alf, whenever we're done, which one you like the best, which one sounded the coolest. Because at the end of it, we're gonna put a member or a role from each class into a randomizer, and we're gonna go up against the boss and see how it fares. So, let's go, Myth.
Well, so this is the tank that Jib made.
Mhm.
What was your thought process when coming up with this tank?
Tank. Okay, I wanted a tank that was kind of like cosmic, like abyssal, obviously, something that used dark powers. So it's a living gateway. You're the threshold between worlds. Damage is meant to break you, but it's unraveled into nothingness, only to be reborn as a devastating cosmic force. The fantasy that's driven behind it is you don't block hits, you unmake them. You draw enemies in, you protect your allies, and you weaponize the very damage that you endure. So basic rotation, his core abilities are like gravity well. You rip space, pulling enemies towards you and generating an abyssal charge. You have a rift strike, which is a strike the target, opening a rift, which stores a portion of their next attack. And then your taunt is an event horizon. You unleash a gravitational field that taunts enemies towards you. Your defensive burst is an abyssal embrace, which is create a void dome that redirects massive damage. Singularity, which is a channel, it channels a black hole that crushes enemies. You have a void eruption, which releases all stored abyssal charge as a cataclysmic explosion. Your utility wise, you have your phase shift, where you step into the void, becoming partial, like incorporeal, 50% damage reduction. You have rift walk, which lets you teleport a short distance. Reality Anchor, place a stationary rift that protects allies. And your ultimate is a devouring maw. You transcend form, becoming a cosmic
That sounds cool as
horde.
shit.
Yes, unleash a colossal maw that devours everything in front of you. So just think of like tank with the powers of the abyss, like the black, the unknown. So
Imagine this
strength,
fucking character in a league as a League of Legends champion, dude.
I
Like
think
that
it'd be dope.
devouring
I
maul coming
do.
across the fucking map.
Yes.
You're like, fuck.
I think it would be dope. Like I really do. I think it would be really really cool class, like a really cool character. Um it has strengths and weaknesses, of course. So weaknesses, it's vulnerable if its stability collapses, less effective versus like highly mobile enemies. So look at it as kind of like a Death Knight if you play WoW. It's not really based on high mobility. Channeling locks you in place, so we know that's true with every game. Some of those that I ended up going over, like your singularity is a channel. Of course, you're stuck when you're doing that. Um,
Right.
but it excels in like chaotic multi-target fights. It has like a lot of AoEs. A lot of their spells, of course, is going to hit a lot of ads. Which, as a tank player, I mean, you could ask Smith as a tank player, like you want to do damage too. Like you don't want to just be the guy that's just standing there letting things hit you. Like you want big numbers too. So
Them numbers,
but
man.
it does have three specializations. You can be a devourer, which embrace the oblivion, where you turn pain into devastation. It has increased damage absorbing, stronger explosions, boost to singularity, focus on overwhelming offense. It has warden, which is more of like your tank, protect what matters. You shield allies with the void. stronger protective zones, more ally damage. More ally damage reduction, additional utility, and focus on defense and support. And then Cataclysm is just straight unleash chaos, more rift generation, enhanced mobility, stronger AOE lockdowns, and focus on control and destruction. So I think leading off, this is a really badass tank to lead off with. So
Yeah, and his character design is cool, like the whole fucking void and singularity stuff fitting inside him. And he's got like an actual resource charge to him as well. Like
yeah,
every
as you
class has
take
to have a
damage,
resource.
you build abyssal charges. So like that's what you're going to use to spend on everything. So it's kind of like as you're getting your butt whooped, you can turn around and then just give it back in one big blow. So it's pretty cool.
And you got to balance that stability, it looks like, because if it like your one move is that if it collapses, you take a massive fucking damage and become more vulnerable.
But I mean, there has to be drawbacks to them. You know what I mean?
Right. It's
When
like
we
a
made
glass
these,
cannon
you
kind of
couldn't-
tank
you couldn't-
situation.
Yeah, you couldn't just make something, all transcending. They have to have drawbacks. Like we had to make it fair.
Yeah, it sounds fucking cool, dude. I really like that one.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at
looks
the
badass
next
too.
one. Yeah.
Chat,
like,
any comments
be-
on the abyssal one?
This image is not following the same template, so it's a little bit wider. I apologize. Abyssal was sick. How rude. Yep. This is the Chrono Knight. It is a time mage, sword and shield. This is one that Serial made.
No, it's one I made.
That you made? Okay.
Yeah, this is the first character that I made. So that's
Okay.
why the template is not like all the others.
Yeah, it's not
this is
mythic
the first
level.
one I came up with. So this, sword and board,
Because it's
knight
purple.
that wields time magic was my thought process making this. Using the power of time to slow down your enemies, to rewind damage taken on you and your allies.
I kind of like
was
it.
my
It's
thought
like
process when making this character.
it's like
Yeah,
a
it's kind of
tank
taking
with
the
that evoker ability.
it's
that
taking the
healer has or whatever.
Chronomancer class and thrown in into the tank spec.
Yeah.
Like a
That's
sentinel.
dope. That's dope.
So if you read his abilities here, the first one, the temporal bulwark, raise a barrier that slows enemies and absorbs damage. Projected time sigil weakens foes who strike it. So that goes along the theme, slowing down time to reduce damage taken for you and your party. Then we have rewind strike. It lunges forward on hit, partially rewind the target, slowing them down, and then returning them to a brief earlier state. That's useful, if they like just use an ability to buff themselves, you can just get rid of it. And then time lock Aegis, empower your shield, freezing time for enemies in front of you for a moment, and granting damage immunity during the snap. The next one, Echo of Moments. Leave behind a temporal echo of yourself. The echo taunts enemies and replicates a portion of your actions. Duplicate yourself for a second. That's pretty cool. And then the ultimate ability of the class, become the anchor of time, greatly reduce damage taken, slow all enemies around you, and rewind fallen allies to life with partial health. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Final Fantasy XIV healer ultimate that they use, because they just res everybody.
I don't think I've seen that. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
it
like
is pretty
that.
cool. That ability in Final Fantasy XIV is like one of the most clutch abilities that you can have when everybody's on the brink of death, or as everybody died essentially,
And
you're
the
on the
healer
brink of
just
death.
brings everyone back like a group battle res, and you just keep going.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, all right. I'm down with it.
Wait, you hear that, Blizzard? Fucking res. These guys want it. Put a cap on it 5 at a time.
This Hourglass of Oath ability is kind of along the same vein as that. You've taken a ton of damage. All your allies around you have perished in the battle, and then on your last leg, you pop your ultimate, bring everybody back to the fight.
That's cool.
And he has a passive too, Anchor of Time. Just being there reduces the cooldowns of nearby allies, and like movement effects, negative movement effects are reduced as well.
Mm-hmm. So we got another
Yeah,
tank.
that's turn 9.
So Dragon Rewind with extra steps. Shut up, Vlad. Don't make this worse.
You said Dragon Rewind doesn't bring people back to life. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this
No,
is
but
cooler.
that's what I said. As soon as he said that, I was like, it reminds me of the evoker thingy, but I didn't know what it was called. At least, Vlad, I told you, you needed to be here.
Whooper. Hello,
Oh, what's
welcome
up, Whooper?
in.
Welcome in.
We are doing the Tavern Talk podcast today. And if you are just now tuning in, we are doing a fantasy party builder in the style of D&D, but a little more chaos. So thanks for tuning in. Please give your input on these classes that we're posting. We're doing the tank role at the moment. So, all right. On to the next. Guys, remember the Chrono Knight? Let's look at the next one. We have the Grave Binder. This is one that Myth really likes. So he made this one.
This is also one that I made. Fucking coughing. So it's a necromancer tank class. So you as a necromancer itself isn't the actual focal tank. It you summon a massive flesh golem to do all the tanking for you.
Yes. All right. I've wanted this tank concept for so long. For so
Right?
long. I've wanted this tank, like hunters, warlock. I feel like anything that summons something should have a tank that they can directly tank with and control. Not to interrupt you. Go ahead. Continue, Myth.
I mean, it kind of already has that ability in some of the games, but it's not so much a tank; it's more as just an aggro holder. So
Yeah,
that
no,
way
I'm
they can
talking like
range them.
full on, like you
Actual
are the
dedicated
tank
tank.
of the dungeon
Yeah.
or the tank of the raid. Like this is what this is.
Yeah.
Like this would be so cool.
So the whole entire concept of this is you summon your massive flesh golem. That is the tank. But you as the necromancer, your job is to you stand back, you drain the enemies around you, you empower and heal up your golem. If you do happen to take damage, portion that is redirected to the golem itself. It is kind of like a snowball-y tank too, because the more enemies that die around you, you're able to use either their corpses, their energy, whatever you want to call it, to then empower your flesh golem further. So the longer the fight lasts, and the more enemies die around you, the more powerful that you yourself become.
But the drawback would be like a single target, I'm assuming, like like say a big boss, because there's not a lot of enemies around. I guess that could be
Yeah.
sort of like a drawback for this class.
Yes. So 1v1 against boss fights, there's not really any opportunity for you to use that snowball effect. So it's
I got
you
you.
kind of
Yeah.
you don't get to go super
So you'll
mode
be like
ever.
any other tank. Your damage just slows down a little. You're
Cats
just
already
tank.
said she'd be a tank so fast if that was a case, man.
So if we look at this card, right? So soul fragments is the resource of choice. Use them to use your abilities, and then we got this cool picture of the golem. He just passively generates AoE threat. So everything goes to him.
I
And
mean,
then
looking that menacingly, wouldn't you want to take that out first?
yeah.
That thing
Corpse
is so cool.
consumption is
Like I like
the
this.
ability that I was referring to. When shit dies around him, he just gets stronger. When stuff dies about him, he heals, he gets an armor buff, and he gets bigger too. The bigger, the better. Um, and then we've go over abilities that corpse consumption.
Mm.
If we go over the abilities that the necromancer has, Grave Lash, whip an enemy with necrotic chains. That's just the filler ability. Does a dot. Then Rotting Curse is one of your diseases that you put on everybody, put on all your enemies. It makes them do less damage, and then kind of passively heals the flesh column every single time it does damage. Bone Shield, good old Bone Shield. That's defensive.
I like how you added that. That's great. That's great.
And And then life siphon. That's a direct heal. You're draining life from the enemies into your golem.
It's so cool. It's
Shared
so
suffering, to answer Ashima's, sounds like that. You link yourself to the golem, you take 80% of the incoming damage just redirected to the golem, and the golem receives increased healing. So you still have to rely on your healer to give you, but he at least gets a huge buff in healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the golem is the main tank, right? So you kind of just a partnership with your golem as the tank. So the golem passively takes a part of the damage that yourself as a necromancer takes, but the shared suffering that he just mentioned increases that amount of damage that is transferred to the golem that you are taking. So if you start getting hit, and because golem doesn't have aggro or whatever, you can just use that ability, and then basically almost all the damage is shared to your golem. And then I think most of these are the golem abilities. So we have Flesh Guard Command. Is a big AOE taunt. It's an AOE taunt stun on lesser enemies. So small dudes get stunned.
All right.
Army of the Fallen. All I can think of is fucking, anytime I see that shit, the only thing I can ever think of is fucking Army of Darkness whenever they're all rising out of the grave and they're fucking being comical and they're like, wake up, bonehead.
No doubt.
Oh, you're looking at the ultimate ability. So we have three different ultimate abilities. So we have Abomination Ascendant. The Flesh Golem transformed into a towering abomination for 20 seconds. Gets freaking huge. Doubles its health.
It gets bigger? So hold on.
Yeah.
It gets even bigger.
Doubles its health.
It can get bigger with its toolkit, but even bigger than that.
Constant life drain
constant
aura?
life drain aura.
That's dope. That's like the damage aura from
You got it, Cat.
in Smite. How like when you have what's his name out, he has like a damage aura that just keeps pumping from him the whole time. This one does like a constant life drain aura.
Yeah. But we have Army of the Fallen, some bunch of skellies to help you. And then this one, Throne of Decay, looks cool too. Create a necrotic battlefield. Enemies inside, they deal less damage, move slower, they take damage, and all the damage that is dealt it heals the golem too.
I'm just gonna start.
Is a really cool concept, man. Really cool concept. Like if
I'm just gonna get really
like in a game,
interested and invested in creating an 8-bit game, man. And I'm gonna make us a fucking. We're gonna play D&D with our characters, and then we're gonna make an 8-bit game out of the fucking characters. I'm just saying.
We so should. If we could make an 8-bit MMO with characters and stuff
Head
like this,
Remove Inc. becomes the gaming developer that we all fucking want.
Cool. It would be so cool. Until Grok said no, and then we would be doomed.
Wait, we pay for ours, man.
No,
listen, we're not planning on making it to any game of the year award ceremonies where they're gonna say like no AI in gaming. Fuck that. We can't afford it, and none of us are artistic enough to do it. We have a lot of fucking imagination when it comes to this shit, but we can't put it on paper as far as the drawing goes.
This is a really cool concept, though, Myth. Like this, I've always wanted to see something where the pet is the tank and you control it. Like this is really cool.
And then we have 3 different specializations you can get into, right? So you can be a pure tank flesh warden. You can be something a little bit more in between tank debuffer as the Blight Keeper. Or if you want to just go pure aggressive, as much damage as you can tank, you can be the Soul Tyrant.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. There we go. What's the signature flavor? What's that over there?
It's just talking about it.
Okay. I got you.
It's okay, Mom. We all do it.
Draining life from enemies, harvesting souls, and constantly rebuilding their monstrous creation. The longer combat lasts, the larger, tougher, and more horrifying the flesh golem becomes, eventually transforming into a colossal undead juggernaut that enemies cannot ignore.
Hear me out. Could you imagine chain pulling with this thing in WoW and like M+? Yeah, what that thing would turn into?
Just fucking Hulk Juggernaut charge through the whole fucking field and just the whole room.
It would be awesome. That thing would be so cool.
Yeah, they are using AI and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, guys. Like AI is a very helpful tool And for people who have a passion like we do, like we would love to be able to do a game, but none of us, unless we hired an artist to do all this, which would cost a shit ton of money, and none of us have that, like we have to use something at our disposal that's cheap or affordable. Granted, you might not like that we did it and we put, somebody put an artist out of business because they didn't support them. It's not so much that, it's that money is fucking tight. Like it is. Like people can't afford that kind of
I
stuff.
can't afford to be like designing some game right now.
Myth redeeming a hydrate.
Yeah, hydrate.
I
But
thought I
last
had this
last two
fucking
thoughts
sounds on.
on this grade binding class. Strength is weaknesses. Strength, like the description said, the longer the fight goes on, and against a ton of smaller enemies, it's a snowball-y tank that gets stronger. Weaknesses against one enemy, that snowball-y effect doesn't happen so nearly as fast.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
Yeah.
take a look at our next tank. Keep this one in mind, guys, for our vote at the end. Oh, wrong way. Holy Warden. This was Cereal's. This was one that Cereal made.
Cereal's tank.
And he's not here to talk about it because he can't, and because he's dying.
Give you this one, guy.
So you want to do it or you want me?
Yeah,
Or
I was
you?
just gonna
Okay.
talk about it. So it kind of looks like a classic paladin class. It's a tank. It has healing abilities and buffing abilities for the party. Um, the core mechanics I have I have to do with like the faith and light and divine abilities and all that good stuff. So that's what I assume that he was trying to go for.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it looks like you can either go protector, which is like tank, or you can go mender, which is healing, or inspirer, which would be like an augmentation evoker or bard. Like that's going to be the buffing side of the class.
Yeah, you got some auras there.
Mm-hmm. Or unless this is, oh no, it does all three. Never mind. Never mind. I get what it's doing.
He's got talent paths he can go down.
Yeah,
Okay.
healer / tank, and then it drops a banner. That's where the buff comes in. The banner
Cleric.
is
Yeah,
the
I
inspirer
feel
part.
the cleric stats. Like when I think about cleric, I think of like old school might and magic cleric.
Dude, I think of Hexen every time somebody says cleric.
Oh yeah, true. Because that was one of
I
the
do.
3
Yep.
characters.
Every time somebody says cleric, I think of the old school like PC game Hexen. Was on, I think, what was it, Nintendo 64? I think they made a copy on. But yeah, awesome game, by the way. But yeah, so this is what I'm assuming is the like pally, like a holy tank.
Yeah, let's take a look at these abilities. We got Righteous Strike, smashes the ground, dealing damage and generating high threat. Ward of Faith, places a ward that taunts enemies and shares damage with you. Radiant Heal, restores a large amount of health to a target or ally. Beacon of Hope, heals all allies over time and cleanses one negative effect. And Banner of Light, places a banner that increases allies' attack power and movement speed. Okay. So you got the fucking rallying banner kind of feel going
That's
to
kind
it.
of dope. Has core, so the core mechanics face shield generates a shield based on your maximum health, absorbs damage for you and nearby allies. Light's Grace heals a target and grants them increased damage reduction for a short duration. Sanctified aura around you that reduces damage taken by allies and regenerates health over time. And Divine Empowerment, empower allies, increasing their attack power, defense, and status resistance. So, a couple passes baked in as well. Unwavering Faith increases max health and healing received. Divine Resolve, reduce damage taken, increase block chance. Blessing of Light, your heals apply a protective shield to the target. So, kind of like a disc
Okay.
priest.
You got a heal / over shield kind of passive trait kick in
So
there.
he was going definitely for like a survivability tank, because if you look at the class stat focus down at the bottom right, survivability, healing, and utility, and then damage, of course, being a third of all. So it looks like it's definitely tank.
Okay. So he went real straightforward with it. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and
I
your
will be the wall between my allies and the darkness. Okay, I like it. I like it.
I fully agree with you, Ash. That one is kind of a weird thing for me, like that. The whole plate healer standing in the back doing casting. Like, what's the point of being plate versus leather versus cloth if they're not as damage resistant because they're wearing plate armor?
I don't disagree. I think if you're a plate wearer and stuff like that, you should be in the fray.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with that.
More close range spells instead of long range spells. If you're going to spell right with something like this.
And those are our tanks, right? We only had 4 tanks, I think.
No, we got
Oh, we're doing
mine.
All right.
So this is one because Jeb kind of inspired me with his whole apothecary stuff like that, and was trying to find something that he would enjoy because he likes the apothecary style of stuff. And this is the Plague Warden. It's Contagious Dominion. He's got his own faction. He's called a Plague Knight. He's a tank role, as we're doing. And he's got a core resource, Virulence. You generate Virulence. Blah, 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 blah. Enemies strike you. Enemies in infection zones take damage. You cleanse or convert debuffs. Multiple enemies are afflicted simultaneously. The fuels are zone control expansions, shield amplification, plague detonations, and mass taunts. So at 100% virulence, you enter outbreak state for 8 seconds. All infections spread on contact. Taunts become AoE. Shields explode on expiration, and infection damage ramps aggressively. Your primary mechanics are you infect the ground. Many abilities leave behind infected ground, stacking rot damage, reducing movement speed during bonus. Virulence spreads infection to nearby enemies or allies, and overlapping zones intensify the decay. Symptoms stacking: fever, rot, delirium, weakness. At 4 different symptoms, pandemic triggers. All stacks detonate into AoE infection and fear. That's pretty cool. You have your passive talents, which are Plague Veteran. Infections last longer and spread further. Viral Fortitude. Gain defense per enemy currently infected. Necrotic Conversion. A portion of damage taken becomes delayed rot damage over time instead. Suppressed Immunity. Enemies cleansing themselves take burst damage. HR says this feels vindictive. So you'll see my cards are all about the fucking HR reviews, like not head removal, but like actual human resources shit. Like this is not like we don't condone this kind of situation. And yeah, so we somebody else joined us in Discord. I heard the ding. Looks like a Snozzberries. All right, so signature abilities. Putrid Aegis, the defensive wall. Raise a barrier of disease. Bone, absorb heavy damage. Converts absorbed damage into virulence. Leaves infected ground when broken. If broken during outbreak, explodes outward. We have Virulent Outbreak. It's an AoE spread. Detonate current infections. Damage per symptom stack. Spread strongest symptom to nearby targets. And grant shield per enemy. Enemy infected. The Blighted Anchor is a control lock. Chain yourself to the battlefield. Massive damage reduction. Enemies near you are slowed and weakened. Movement abilities inside the zone cost more. And leaving the zone rips infection damage. So that's like a bubble. Like think like a Titan bubble, but plague style kind of deal. And we have Contagious Grasp. Pull and debuff, because you got to have a pull. Launch a plague hook. Pull a target towards you. Apply 2 random symptoms. If target already infected, spread to nearby enemies. Quarantine Decrees, a mass taunt. Declare the area condemned. AoE taunt. Enemies deal reduced damage to allies. Cleanse 1 debuff from each ally and converts it to virulence. Carrion Rampart. Summon a wall of festering corpses. Blocks projectiles. Applies rot and slow. Classes after 6 seconds into infected ground. And during outbreak becomes impassable terrain. This play style for this one is I'll get to the ultimate ability here in just a second. You are the wall between life and decay. You win fights by forcing enemies to stay. Layering infection. Fields, converting damage into defense, turning the area into a health code violation. And the ultimate ability for it is Plague Proclamation. Unleash a battlefield-wide contagion surge for 15 seconds. Massive AoE infection spread. All infected enemies are taunted. infected ground expands in size. Allies inside zones gain damage reduction, and every symptom application increases duration. At the end, all remaining infections erupt in a final wave, and the battlefield does not recover. So it's always plagued after that. So that is a pretty cool one. This gives you zone control, debuff engine, anti-mob wall, anti-mobility punisher, and sustained mitigation. It's a tank, but it can also be placed as a support role in the sense, but it's a big bruiser because you're melee. And you control the field, so like you want to be able to have this character in your party, so that way it can take care of buffs and debuffs, transferring buffs or debuffs into buffs, and making sure that the enemy can't move or is slowed and is going to take more damage from your DPS. So
I think that's what I like about it most, is the fact that it converts debuffs. Because I mean, one of the biggest like classes we have a problem with in WoW is Dark Iron Dwarf, just because they have a racial that kind of like cleanses anything in the game. And the fact that you took a play on that, as in like converting debuffs into like positive or damage, I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's got some pretty neat
It's a debuff
feels to it.
engine.
So the first one that I created, I liked the character model. It was a little more color pop. It really reminded me of because whenever I was like thinking about it, I was like, this is cool. This plays on what Jeb likes as far as the apothecary style stuff. And I was like, I want something with like infections and disease, because that's what an apothecarium was back in the day. It was, they wore the mask for that, for the filtering and breathing. And then the whole design behind it was, I was like, Toxic Avenger, like fucking Trauma Films Toxic Avenger.
No doubt, no doubt.
That shit. And whenever it made it, the first one I posted was super colorful with the pink and the greens and stuff like that. And I was like, I just made fucking Trauma Films' next fucking main character for a movie. So I do need to watch that movie, by the way, the new one with Peter Dinklage, because
I do like the
huge
play
Trauma Films.
proclamation here. I do like it. It's kind of okay. So the only thing I was sort of worried about in doing this was, like I talked about yesterday, it does kind of walk that line of like an unholy DK, but it's such a different twist on it that I enjoy it, because of the fact of like the debuffs and all of that. Now, granted, you still kind of are sort of spreading plagues, but it has that twist where you are not only a tank, but you kind of have that support side to you as well, being able to do that.
Right. Slowing them down and doing
Which let me tell you,
stuff.
in a game, in that game that we play, this would be a very good, like you would run this a lot just because of that.
Yeah, the converting the debuff to buffs thing is something that you do as a necromancer in Guild Wars 2. So like I thought that was pretty cool how it took that
this
into
is
spec.
cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah. So keep that one in mind. I think we have one more, maybe.
Definitely clipped it with the lower damage too, because of
only had 4 tanks, right?
No, I like it, man. That's pretty balanced out, dude. That was dope. That was dope.
Oh, that's right.
This is the one that Serial made. This is his Soulbound Beastmaster. It is a Necro Beastmaster, so think a mix between a hunter and a Necro, where it's using undead creatures to summon dragons, bears, all that kind of stuff to get through. And he's got the damage dealer. It's unleash devastating attacks with your beast and dark magic, bleed, poison, rot, and overpower. The tank, your beast and minions intercept harm while you control the flow of battle, endure through life, death, and darkness. Beast Commander, control all creatures of the realm, overwhelm enemies with numbers, ferocity, and relentless pressure. And then the Necromancer side of it, raise, empower, and sacrifice the dead, turn fallen foes into weapons. So, yeah, it's got a good role mix there with all of that. Myth, you want to go over the other stuff?
Yeah. So we can go over some core mechanics of the class. Tame anything. You have the ability to tame anything you want. You just obviously got to weaken it first. Command and control. You got to command all your undead, whatever you decided to summon, whether it be skeletons, dragons. Get into what other stuff it can tame in a minute. Bond of will, stronger your bond, the stronger your will, the stronger the bond. So you want to be good to the stuff that you tame to
Because then
increase
they're
your
just
strength.
gonna eat you.
Yeah, you don't want to get eaten by
And
the
and
dragon.
HR doesn't approve of that
Just gonna
PTO. Just
eat
saying.
you. That's great.
Speaking of what we can summon, he's got it all right here: beast and undead arsenal. We can summon, tame some feral beasts, whether it be wolves, bears, dire cats, boars, raptors, spiders, and more. We got some monstrous creatures. These are all kind of like fantasy creatures: dragons, chimeras, golems, trolls, wyverns, and such. And then if you ever find an aquatic fight for whatever reason, you can also tame
Krakens?
some sharks. You have a kraken or two.
Krakens?
Release Krakens.
What?
No spiders, thank you. Well, actually, if they bond is strong, I guess I can tame them too.
I'm done. I want a fucking Kraken. Really?
An undead
and
kraken.
obviously
I'm sold.
your classic undead enemies.
So
And then
you're
if you
above a
ever-
lich.
If you
Dude, I get
ever
we have
have
diseases and
the
stuff,
chance
and
to stumble on any kind of mythical creatures, you can also tame those
Phoenixes,
too.
unicorns, elementals, ancient spirits, and
this
rare
thing almost
beings.
wins the tank thing. Like he summons a fucking planet eater. Like I can tame a Kraken.
The
It's
sinker of
just-
ships.
So we got 3 different trees to go into. We got the Beast Mastery tree, if you don't want your dudes to be dead. A Necromancy tree, which will probably be useful if your wherever you tame dies, so you can just resurrect it as an undead, whatever it was. And then the Domination tree. Then we got some passive talents. Alpha of all tame creatures gain increased stats and loyalty, so they're stronger after you've tamed them than when you actually fought them. Unyielding will, higher willpower increases tame chance, minion health, and resistance. Feed the pack, attacks and minions have a chance to heal you and your allies. It's pretty good. Death's Harvest, killing enemies strengthens your minions and extends durations. Animal empathy, communicate with beasts. You can track and sense creatures. That's pretty standard for any kind of beast tamer. And Eternal Pact, when you fall, your beasts fight harder. When they fall, you rise. So that's a interesting concept.
See down there in the bottom, distinguish abilities, and then the class stats. That is a pretty high damaging tank. Not gonna lie. Just as a fair warning, guys, we will be running a little bit over on this one. And yeah. So we'll see where we get here in the next 35 minutes. If we can, we might end up splitting this into a 2-part episode.
Yeah. And then
because we don't want to turn this into a 3
we
hours.
want to do a fight too at the end of this, like with the party we assemble. We have like a raid boss and everything designed to kind of pit these dudes against. I don't. This is the tanks. We haven't made it through the tanks yet.
Yeah,
There's only 5 tanks. We have like 20 DPS to go.
I know.
Whoops.
They're so cool. They're so cool. We have to show them.
And we're back
They're
at the
so
beginning
cool.
now. All right, so now we're gonna move on, and we are gonna go.
Should do healers now.
You want to do healers instead of DPS?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are
we
a
have
lot of
so many.
DPS.
All right, because DPS might be our last one since there's like
Yeah.
20 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We do DPS last.
First up is the Aetherweave Chrono Sage, Keeper Bard Moments. This is a Temporal Arcanist class, and it serves as the healer. It's preventative and a rewind specialist, kind of like how the Chrono tank earlier was, how it rewinds. Delayed wound system, incoming damage is converted into delayed damage over 4 seconds. Smooth burst into flow, heal, or rewind before it ticks. Timeline anchors, spells place anchors on allies, storing their health state, position, and debuff state. Rewind to the anchor state or let it expire for a shield burst. Temporal charge
that
flow.
Is dope.
That one reads really good.
It'd be
Temporal
wonky
charge
to get used to.
flow. Yeah, because you would have to really pay attention. You couldn't just watch a health bar anymore. You would have to know the
You would have to
position
know
of
what's
your
coming in.
team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but it could work to your advantage. You could be like, okay, everybody start here, run
Mhm.
in, do this. We'll rewind back to the safe spot, and then you get back in like a second win kind of situation.
Yeah, that would be.
That's so alter time in World of Warcraft used to reset everything.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
like group wide alter time.
Yep. Old school alter time. Yep. That shit was so broken.
Temporal charge, follow build charge through shields and prevention. Spend it to rewind, delay, and protect at 100 charge in a fracture state. Future. Hey, Shell. Future Echo Health Snapshot. Store allies health P state for 4 seconds. Recast, revert them. Generates charge. If unused, converts into a shield. Time Glass Barrier. Absorbs damage. Converts 30 absorbed damage into healing over time. Chrono Step. Rewind ally to where they stood 2 seconds ago. Paradox Mend. Delayed heal. Apply delayed healing over 5 seconds. Stronger if ally took burst damage recently. Temporal Stasis, a damage pause. Freeze ally in time for 2 seconds. They cannot act or take damage. So that's like the Pally fucking oh shit bubble. Fracture Pulse, AoE Stabilizer, reduce incoming damage by 15%. Convert immediate damage into delayed damage. Let's go over. Let's see here. Core resources. You generate temporal charge when you shield damage. Damage is avoided. You rewind health. Allies take burst damage time effects. Max charge of 100 at the fractured state for 8 seconds. All healing echoes after 1.5 seconds. Damage is delayed for 50%. Fucking ticks are bad this year, man. I was like, what the fuck is that on my leg? It was not a tick. Damage taken is delayed by 50%. Cooldown ticks 30% faster. Rewind abilities cost no charge. And then the delayed wound system, allies take 20% of incoming damage. Is delayed damage over 4 seconds. Can be healed, rewound, and managed. Does not crit. Does not trigger death until fully resolved. You've got some passive talents in there like delayed damage ticks. You've got unused anchors convert into shields. Healing done increases by up to 30% based on current charge, and rewinding an ally reduces the cooldown of your next rewind ability by 2 seconds. So you just kind of have like got a combo build on it. The ultimate ability here is Temporal Reversal Field. Create a time distortion field for 10 seconds. Inside the field, all incoming damage is stored. 70% of stored damage is erased at the end. Allies gain 20% haste. Rewind abilities reset cooldown. At the end, remaining 30% damage is applied as delayed damage over 4 seconds. If poorly... I can't read. It's too blurry for me. The delay wave can be devastating. So Synergy, Blood, Astromancer, which we'll go over that. There's some other classes that we've made that these kind of synergize with.
Here, do you want me to read it? Like the Blood Astromancer, Absorb.
No, I can read those. I just wasn't going to go over them too much because of the they're part of our DPS and other classes that we haven't gone over yet. So
I got you. Okay, yep, you're good.
So, but that's that one. So we don't want to spend a whole lot of time, going over this, but we can talk a little bit real quick. What are your guys' thoughts?
Like you said, it's kind of along the lines of the chrono tank that I made. It's just prevent the damage using time magic, rewinding either the damage that is incoming or the damage that's already been done.
Yes, I like it, and like I said, we got to remember this is in like a D&D setting. Like that would be so OP. You would set that, you would start, you would get hit with whatever, take whatever debuffs or whatever, and then you would just alter your time right back, and you're fresh, you're ready to go again, start again.
Yeah,
I like it. I do.
This is the one that Jeb really wanted. He was like so passionate about this. He's like, make this. So we're gonna let Jeb take this one away because this is a dream of his.
Let me find the updated card here real quick so I have a zoomed in version. Yeah. There it is.
Oh yeah, this is the one
I love
I
this.
made.
I love this. I don't know why we have never had this because I'm assuming because a lot of games we play, they just take alchemists and it's like a profession instead of being like a class. But I think it would be absolutely awesome to have an apothecary. So he walks the line between healer and plague bringer. You hurl volatile mixtures, deploying alchemical devices, brew life-saving elixirs, and weaponize toxins against their enemies. Every battle is a delicate balance of creation and destruction, using the same ingredients to either mend wounds or melt armor. We're only going over the healing, so I'm just going to do the healing side of this, and then we can revisit for the damage. So the healing specialization is I'm assuming it's Chirurgeon is how it's pronounced. It's really weird, but it's pure healer. You end up using flask, of course, so you have your flask that you throw that explodes in a healing mist. You heal allies within the area over time. An emergency injection instantly restore a large amount of health. It costs vial essence, which is your resource. Rejuvenation serum, which places a healing buff on an ally. Additional healing received increases by 20%. Revitalizing vapors creates a cloud that continuously heals allies standing within it. Miracle Drought, major cooldown. This is like your big one. It instantly heals all nearby allies and removes harmful effects. So it's not only a full heal, but it is a cleanse as well. And then its passive is Field Medic. Critical heals have a chance to create a free catalyst. So, catalysts are generated by critical heals, critical damage, and spell capabilities. And when you combine these reagents, so that's what you're getting from like your spells and damage. So as you heal, you get vital, and then as you damage, you get toxic, and then your crits give you catalyst. You combine these reagents, and they give you it empowers your abilities with unique effects. Then, so it's definitely something that I've always wanted to do. But we can go to the next. I really don't want to get into the other ones because then we're gonna then it's kind of well I can do battle alchemists because this is the hybrid side of it. So there's raw damage which we'll revisit, but battle alchemist which is your hybrid, it buffs and heals. You transforms healing into damage and damage into healing. So you have a transmutation flask which damages enemies and heals allies, a mutagenic brew, which enhances an ally's damage and healing output, a chemical overflow, which converts a percentage of damage dealt into healing for nearby allies, a volatile remedy, which can be cast on either ally or enemy, and for allies it's large heal, and for enemies it's a large amount of damage. You have Philosopher's Formula, which is the big cooldown. For 15 seconds, all healing also damages nearby enemies, and all damage also heals nearby allies. Your passive is Equal Exchange. A percentage of all healing contributes to Toxic Essence, and damage contributes to Vital Essence. So there we are, repooling, so we can slam our, reagents together to get these added abilities to them.
We teased some D&D style stuff about this class too yesterday, how it builds up through the damage and the healing, its resources. But to be able to carry all of those flasks and stuff for it, it would have to have like an infinite bag of holding kind of deal for all you D&D nerds out there.
Yeah, it would have to have a bottomless bag, like an enchanted magical bag or something. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Mom. I think this thing would be so badass. The apothecary, I do. I don't know why we haven't had a class that just lobs potions at shit and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's what you would do. You would have to be close to give them the emergency injection. So there's going to be drawbacks and positives to each one. So, but yeah, no, that's this so far.
So to answer Jim Mom's question, it is emergency injection. Like you stab him with the needle, but it's not used. It's not you. One thing that he glossed over is one of the utility abilities that you have. You literally summon a homunculus assistant. So they're the ones that will run up and stab with somebody with the emergency injection.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Kyrogen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's this so far, and we'll revisit the Plague Brewer, which is quite possibly my favorite when we go to DPS.
Right. Next is the Bloom Word Seraph. This
This is
healer, this healer class is one that I come up with. It is, think plants, obviously. There's a lot of that where it's like a lot of life or death or disease, decay kind of thing. This one has like a chain heal, which I know a lot of you healers out there really love that. Heal jumps between allies. Each bounce increase healing 10%. Generates verdance per bounce. If last bounce ever heals, shield is granted. Now, verdance is generated when you overheal allies. Heal multiple targets, allies in your sanctified meadows. Heal over time effects tick, and an ally reaches full health. At full bloom, or at 100%, you get full bloom for 12 seconds. All overhealing converts into shields. Healing done increased by 30%. Sanctified zones expand. Healing pulses damage enemies. And your primary mechanics are overflow conversion. Overhealing is converted into shields. It fills the resource faster, and you get minor haste to the target. Sanctified meadows. Many abilities create healing fields. Allies inside receive heal over time, increased healing, damage reduction, and generate verdance faster. And then back to the signature abilities. It is hard to add interesting thing to healers. Sanctified Meadow. Healing field creates a radiant garden zone, healing over time for allies. Allies inside gain damage reduction, generates verdance per tick, grows in size over duration. Life Ascendance. This is consumes resource, converts 50% overheal into shields, increases next healing ability by 20%. We have the Shield Bloom Blossom Aegis. Apply Protective Blossom. Shield scales with current verdance. If shield breaks, heal triggers. If shield expires, minor AoE heal. We have a Garden Step utility. It's a blink to a targeted ally. Leave behind a healing patch. Remove one minor debuff. And then Seraphic Canopy is a raid buff. Grants R for 8 seconds. Increase healing received. Reduce damage taken. Overhealing spreads to nearby allies. The ultimate is the Garden of Eternity. Summon a vast radiant garnet for 15 seconds. Healing is doubled. All healing becomes shields. Sanctified meadows merge. Allies gain damage reduction. Each heal pulse deals holy damage to enemies. Now, this is like the classical like druid and fantasy where it's like a woods druid. Like it's a female. It's
you know
a tree
how
or
busted
whatever.
that ultimate is?
You're building fields around, and then when you pop that ultimate, all the fields connect. So you just change the whole area into a healing zone, essentially.
Yeah, this healer seems to be like just a pure throughput healer.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this ultimate is busted because okay, if you go in and you pop this thing when you guys are say you were at 90% health, close to full, you could pop this. Your healing's doubled. Imagine the shield that you can put on everybody that in turn is going to implode at the end.
Yeah. That's
Big damage. Big damage out of a healer.
So
that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
The strength
Well,
is
it says it explodes into healing, not damage.
Yeah, burst heal to all
yeah,
allies.
I read that wrong. Yep, I read that wrong. Never mind.
It says each heal pulse does deal holy damage to enemies.
Yeah. That's where I had it wrong, man. And at the end, if that thing did damage, oh man.
So the strengths are incredible, sustained healing, converts overheal efficiently, excellent in stacked fights, strong synergy with tank zones. Weaknesses, slower emergency response, requires positioning discipline, weaker in spread out fights, and lower anti-burst than other healers. The playstyle would be maintain healing zones, stack verdance through overheal and hot uptime, convert overheal into shields, trigger full bloom, sustain the party through prolonged battles.
Yeah, that's definitely like a druid, except you're getting shields, which is cool. So it's like a druid with hots, but all over healing applies like an atonement shield to them. So they're gonna get like an absorb shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. I like this. This is definitely like a druid disc hybrid.
I have to read the council verdict down in there because this is some of the fun stuff it added to my cards.
Okay.
It says, a gift to the raid. The flowers are cute. The shields are stupidly thick. HR approves the gardening. Approved by the council, regrettably. Nice.
I like that.
All right.
I like that.
This is a long fight specialist, so a lot of you guys that play WoW and you get into the raid, some of your fights get a little long on your bosses and can take a while. And there are a few other games out there where that's a big thing. So, but think about it in D&D, if it's going to be a long time, then you're going to be wanting this healer on in your party. So keep this one in mind.
Dude, look at this synergy with the Plague Warden. Your zones empower his tank sustainability, and then they also did a synergy with the Chrono Sage. Your zones enhance temporal stabilization.
So double healers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
This
the only
one-
downside of this type of healer is doesn't have a lot of offensive capability. Just
Did
pure-
only was I the only one that made healers besides Jeb, the apothecary?
Well, I made the apothecary. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was his idea.
Well, we had the Aegis one that I made, but we moved him to support.
We moved to support. So this is
Mhm.
another one. This is the Soul Warden class. It's a Grave Candle Oracle. So the last light before dusk. This one is more reactive
You put
as a healer.
Yeah, there we go. I must be behind on the stream. Okay.
This one is more reactive on the healing than it is on like preventative and making a zone control. You have primary mechanics, your Soul Brand mark. When an ally would take lethal damage, they survive at 1 HP and gain Soul Brand. Incoming damage converts into delayed damage over time. Heal to full before expiration. Soul Brand explodes into AoE heal. If it expires, delayed damage hits all at once. Funeral Pyre Engine. When enemies die near you, heal allies in radius, generate 1 soul ember, reduce ember men's cooldown by 1 second, grant minor haste to allies. So this one really plays off of like the dead and not so much like a necro would raise enemies or anything like that, but it's harvesting the souls in order to do like the different attacks and healing and stuff. And that's where the soul embers come into place. You get emergency healing, death prevention, spirit summons, and mass resurrection. So this is definitely that reactive healing that it's saying. So you get large target heal, stronger the lower the target's HP, consume up to 2 embers. To increase potency, if target has soul brand, healing is doubled. You have a soul stitch, link 2 allies together, damage taken by one heals the other. Healing. Oh, dude, that's dope. Throw that on your fucking tank and another DPS or something like that, like a melee DPS or shit, and tank's taking damage, but it's healing DPS.
No,
and if
use
one
that
drops,
soul stitch on the tank that I made.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Healing
Mhm.
applied to
The,
one
the
partially
quest column
copies to
there.
the other. So
Like
okay,
what?
so a reduced healing chain link. Okay, and
We're
if
gonna
one
have to
drops
remember
below
these
20%,
when we do these parties, because this would be nasty with that tank that Myth made. So like when we
Mhm.
finally assemble this together, we definitely got to take synergy in mind here. Keep that.
Oh yeah, and if one drops below 20%, grant shield to both. We got a last flame vigil. This character just reminds me of something from Dark Souls, to be fair. Place a candle above ally. Next lethal hit is prevented. Gain 2 soul embers. Apply soul brand automatically. Requiem aura. Sustained field. Create an aura at target location. Does hot if they're in it. If ally drops below 30%. Burst heal triggers. Generate embers when triggered. Spirit Lantern is a utility. Summon a spectral lantern. Increases healing received. Reveals invisible enemies. Healing inside grants bonus ember generation. And then Ashen recalls a delayed heal. Place delayed heal on ally. Triggers early if HP is less than 40%. Consume 1 ember to double effect. If it prevents lethal damage, you get the ember back. And then her
That
ultimate
soul brand
is
mark's pretty dope.
the soul brand.
Yeah, that's pretty cool how that works. And a lot of these apply, it if it has soul brand healings doubled. So like once that thing triggers, which is like a save your butt fucking thing,
Mhm.
everything like Embermend, of course, its healings doubled. Their last flame vigil, it applies soul brand automatically. So whoever you throw that on, that's definitely gonna have the double healing and stuff. Plus the way soul brand, it heals to full before expiration, and then it explodes for an AoE heal. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Soul Brand Mark is purgatory.
Yeah,
Legend
yeah,
case
100%. Yes, yes, that's exactly what it is. It's purgatory. Yeah, that's really cool. Like it's a healer with purgatory and like beacon with the link. Like it's dope. I like this.
I like its faction, the Black Reliquary. And then let's see what the
Yeah.
ultimate does. For 12 seconds, allies cannot die. Lethal damage converts to delayed spirit damage. Healing increased by 40%. Soul Brand triggers on every lethal instance, and each prevented death generates Soul Ember. At the end, all delayed spirit damage is reduced by 60%, and the remainder is converted into a massive AoE heal.
I like this. Yeah, I like this.
Strengths, incredible clutch potential.
Yeah, this one here is probably my favorite so far for healer. I like the way this works.
Yeah, it's got some cool shit to it. It's got some passive talents as well. First lethal hit on each ally every 120 seconds automatically prevented. Ember conversion, every healing is converted into absorb shields. Allies cannot die for 12 seconds is a bit OP alone. Hey Vlad, don't take away our OPness, okay? This is supposed to be chaotic.
It's a bit OP alone. Right, dude, it ain't even that. I mean, and then if you look what he went over earlier, the veil thinning, not only it all healings increased by 25%, and then it puts the death prevention cooldown is reduced. Healing spells echo to the lowest HP ally, and overhealing becomes temporary shields. This is definitely the healer. Like this has to be the healer.
This is the healer that keeps your soul tied to the fucking zone, so that way you can put it back in your body. That's basically what this one is doing. This is in chart. This is walking purgatory, is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is in my opinion, out of what we've went over, this is by far the healer. This is clutch.
It enables your party to be a little bit reckless when doing stuff because you have automatic death prevention.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So read the council verdicts. Go ahead. You need to read those ones.
Approved by the council, regrettably. HR filed multiple complaints regarding encouraging reckless health decisions. Guild insurance does not cover emotional damage. This build feels illegal. It is.
Encouraging reckless health decisions. It perfectly explains what Myth just said with, and you guys just said with fucking run in. Just run in. It's fine. I got you.
Yeah, really. I mean, well, of course, as a group, everybody can decide, but I think this is crazy. This is crazy.
Yep. So those were our 4 healers, guys.
So with remainder time, do you want to discuss healer and tank and try to get like them kind of narrowed down and do DPS next weekend?
Let's take a look here. We still have our specialist and support classes. That's 4 for support and 5 for specialist, and then the DPS we've got got 10 DPS.
Yeah, so we got 20 more characters. So
we started a little late
on time and extend it to like noon our next podcast.
Yeah, we can
I don't think there's any other way we fit it in.
We could do one more class on this one. We just need to get through them a little bit faster and then discuss and close, since we started a little bit late and we knew that we were going to probably end up running over because we talked a lot through the tanks section. So let's see. Let's do support because there's only 4.
Yeah.
All right, let's fix them. All right, these ones were pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. Wait till you see what some of the stuff about, like, because we went a little like weird with some shit too. So, this was one that you made, right, Myth?
Yeah, I think this is Myth.
Yep. So Myth, take her away with our support.
Let me pull up the card so I can zoom in a little bit better for myself. So this is a futuristic support class / healer. that is built all around preventing damage and then assisting your allies. So it uses nanite technology and drones to do its thing. So just going over its core resource energy cells. You generate by healing allies, preventing damage anytime you crit, and then some drone assisted actions. Primary mechanic is adaptive shield network. The architect constantly builds a network of linked allies. Protect allies gain increased shield effectiveness, reduce damage taken, faster healing. The more allies connected to the network, the stronger the architect becomes. So it's very group focused. Going over some major cooldowns, we have emergency overshield, which just puts a fat ass shield on everybody, and it prevents a one fatal hit.
Fat ass shield.
Nanite Swarm release billions of healing nanites that
That's
also
cool.
cleanse. So
Yeah,
it heals
that's
and
cool.
cleanses. And then Quantum Reversal. Predict a catastrophic event before it occurs.
You
Because
people in this
so
rewinding time.
yeah, it records allies' health for 8 seconds. Then you reactivate the ability, and then it reverts back to when it recorded it.
Tiny girl got me.
All of you in your rewind times. I think we got what, 3 healers or 2 healers? 3 that's got rewind time capabilities on them.
Yeah, we got that in a tank. Like we got a couple
Mhm.
rewind time shit. Like
yeah, we
it's
got a couple rewind times on here. I mean, if we just stack them, we can just rewind the whole fight and start over again.
not wrong.
So we have an ultimate ability, Citadel Protocol. It creates a massive holographic dome, reduces a bunch of damage. Think the dome from Disc Priest in World
Or
of
a
Warcraft.
Destiny bubble, a Titan bubble.
Titan bubbles.
Yeah, Titan bubble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Titan bubble. There we
Citadel
go.
Protocol.
All the allies inside, the drones inside become enhanced, and all the shields that you put out gain double strength.
Now, as far as like the lore behind this one, this is something that definitely came from the future to whatever time period that you're in. That's what I'm gathering
we're
from
future.
this.
We're futuristic here for sure.
Yeah.
And with this thing being a support class, I mean, now granted, then we kind of give you guys the option here. Like, this is to play it really safe, extremely tanky. You have this paired with a healer. You're going to have double the shields, double the support. But then we also have ones that's going to ramp damage and kind of do shields. So this one here is definitely like double
Incredibly
insurance with
defensive
the
support
party.
class.
Yes, it's double insurance for your party, more or less.
Yeah.
Thanks for the follow. Welcome in, Etchy.
Oh, what's up, Ichi?
We are doing a fantasy party builder. If you have not seen, we are doing 5 different roles, and the third one we're on right now is the support.
This is the first one from support.
Yes, this is the first one support. We've done tank and healers so far. And then at the end, this is going to end up being a 2-part episode. If not, we're going to be running a 3-hour-long podcast today, and none of us are going to be able to do that. So we're going to split this up after this one. And then the next episode will be part 2 of this, where we will take and go over the DPS class, because there's 10 of them that we made. Of course, there's got to be more DPS. And then the specialist class.
Assemble our party, boss fight.
Yeah.
Yep, and then we'll assemble the party based on what we want, as well as you guys. You guys will help vote, and then we'll do a boss fight. So,
oh yeah, we gotta unveil the boss too.
Yeah. Do you want me to do that today?
No, we'll keep that for next week. Yep.
All right, this is another one that I made. This is a Cinnamol. I sent it. I really wanted like a different type of race, and like how it is Draconian kind of style. It's a salamander. And it comes from, the volcanic sovereigns, because I wanted a fire salamander, and then this is, how it got.
Kind of like the firemander though. It's a firemander.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like it.
Fucking Avatar, the firemander. Got it.
Dude, the aesthetics on these was done so well too. I kind of like them. I like them.
Yeah. And then this one was pretty cool, because this one, basically the resource build is the heat, and the more heat that the salamander gets, the more his form changes, and he gets stronger until he overheats. And then so he has like Inform 1, where he gets minor burn area, basic attack, scorch, and then moves up, and then he gets more movement speed. Abilities start to mutate, and then some slow immunity. Then we get a little bit hotter, damage reduction, ability to significantly strengthen. Then the apex part is massive power spike, all abilities enhanced. And then the overheat is the all abilities unleashed, immune to displacement. Okay, I couldn't read like
Yeah,
Global
displacement.
eruptions.
my eyeballs are not unblurifying. So we got signature abilities here. We've got the lava shear, volcanic eruption. It's a knockup. We've got some damage reduction with obsidian carapace. Ashland cyclone is a spin attack, and magma veins is a passive. So you get minor armor. Armor converts to burn amp. And then our ultimate here is Caldera Ascendancy, and that is to transform into a colossal magma titan for 15 seconds. Massive size and power increase. All abilities and power to overheat level. Lava waves radiate outward. Melt stacks detonate globally, and terrain becomes unstable volcanic ground. Immune to displacement and most crowd control. That
Okay.
sounds fun.
Okay, so he's a giant flaming fucking lizard when he gets mad. All right.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
You're a
And
lizard,
he's-
Harry.
And he, some of the ones that I did make, they ended up being multi-class. So you have the DPS, the tank, and the zone controller. So you can get it a little bit into them. If he wants to get into the tank side, he can go into that, or just straight DPS. Because we do, like, what game doesn't have multi-classing on for their stuff? So we won't go too far into that stuff. But you know, ideal compositions is high burn AoE items, lava field controllers, sustained damage. And the council has placed a verdict on this one. It is extreme thermal hazard. HR always has concerns. Insurance does not cover this class and approved by the council, regrettably, as always.
I figured this one wouldn't have insurance either.
Yeah, we're like, does it count if you started the fire?
I kind
I
of
know.
like to play on tank though, so you gain armor 30% equal of the heat that you have. So that's kind of a cool play. Like it's kind of like a DK sort of when they're building their bone, like their bone shield at the start. Like at the very start of a dungeon, they are their weakest, and after that first pull, they just truck. Like they're good. They got their bone shield up. They're ready to go.
Yeah. It's got some different aspects to it. It's pretty cool as far as that
So it'd
goes.
be the
It's got
same
the-
as you're just building heat. I like that. I like that.
yeah, it's a hybrid DPS off tank. So, in the support class, I guess you could say. So, we'll roll into the next one, which was let me see. Do we have another one? So I'm not reading the next one. Yeah, we'll do the Siphon Bender. Whose support class was this one?
I think this was
Is
yours.
this-
Oh no, this
Yeah, I
is
think-
mine. This is mine. This is mine.
Yeah,
I was looking at something else when I said
You guys are throwing so many up. I put like 2 in. I mean, I'll talk about whatever, but you guys just went nuts.
listen,
dude.
you guys all got offline, and I was like, I'm still here.
Plug
it away.
More.
So
Where did I
Siphon
put
Bender.
yours?
What?
Keep going.
One second, my children.
Dude, the aesthetics.
Siphon
this
Bender,
guy with that dark healer. Oh, they'd look so cool.
The whole entire process behind this is actually the dude from Seven Deadly Sins, Bon.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
Okay.
He has
yeah.
he has an ability to sap the strength from his allies, and then he makes it his own. The idea about this is taking the strength from your enemies and spreading it throughout your party to make them stronger.
Yeah. I like
That makes
So
sense.
we can leech core abilities, leeching mark, leech strength, brawl brutality, transfer. 1 second, we had kid problems. Strength attack, Sidebinder lashes several enemies with binding magic, which reduces their damage attack speed. Spoils of war. We consume all active enemy debuffs, and then that in turn distributes a large buff depending on how many debuffs we drain from the enemies. Crushing reversal reflects stolen strength back as damage, so it can do a little bit of damage.
Some
along
reflectability.
with, supporting. Yeah.
Okay. We haven't We haven't
That's
come
the first
across
one we've
any of our
seen.
classes with reflect.
That's the first one we've seen. Yep, that's the first reflect.
Okay. I'm in. Keep going.
We have a couple of defensive abilities. Hollow the Giant drains a powerful enemy's offensive source, and what that does, your tank gains bonus armor and damage reduction. Shared Backbone channels stolen strength into the whole group. Allies gain temporary stamina resistance and crowd control. So instead of buffing your party offensively, that's upping everybody's defensive capabilities. And then the ultimate ability, Crown of Stolen Kings. The Siphon Binder rips strength from all nearby enemies and crowns the party with it. So it's a massive damage increase, gains everybody haste and resilience, which is damage reduction.
I really like this. This is flat out a straight buff class, like straight support. I like this. I like
Yeah.
this.
Synergizes
I mean, there's
greatly with
minimal damage that comes from this guy. It's only in what, crushing reversal, and outside that, he is legitimately just buffing. Like he is debuffing the ads and buffing
Yeah.
us the entire time.
Yeah. And so with the Spoils of War ability, it synergizes greatly with other classes, party members that debuff the enemy.
Yeah, yeah. This is another
Oh,
class that's going to
yeah.
consume all active enemy debuffs,
Yeah,
which
mark enemies,
is
strength,
dope.
strength, and power allies consumed for big buffs. That's okay. Just all that ever reminds me is like that's a huge thing in Guild Wars 2 when I play that is like you do that and you change your boons because you consume them and like that's a big necro talent and I think there's a couple other ones that do the same thing because every class has to have that utility, but that's a huge thing. Like you take all of your debuffs and turn them into buffs and that you have on you, and then there's another one where you can like intensify them and like it's just cool.
I like this. Yeah, I like that. I like it. I have to keep that in mind.
Some flavor text, core fantasy. You do not heal through kindness or holy light. You support by taking power from enemies and redistributing it to your allies. The stronger the enemy, the more dangerous you become.
Nice. Nice. I like this. Yep, I like this one.
Yeah,
Siphon Binder.
the Siphon Binder guys.
Inspired from anime.
All right, and then the next one that we're gonna read, I'm gonna have Jeb read this one because I feel like he needs something. This is one that I made, and because I like mimics, and if you guys don't know that, they're just fun. You never know what's a mimic in any game that has them, so you're just wondering the whole time, like,
Oh, okay.
is that a
I had to
mimic?
find the remade one. I found the remade one. All right. Gilded Mimic Architect, the sovereign of false realities. Role support, of course. He has a passive architectural instinct. Gain increase effect from environmental and arena modifiers. Movement abilities and enemies have reduced effectiveness against you. So his core resource is dungeon fragments. You collect fragments by boss phase transitions, major abilities, environmental hazards, ally ultimates, or disrupting mechanics. And it says at 5 fragments you unlock Dungeon Creator, and that will be his ultimate ability. His play style is study, steal, rearrange. You don't empower your allies, you rewrite the battlefield, control the room, control the fight. Signature abilities, structural rewrite, modify minor arena properties for 6 seconds, expand hazards, shrink safe zones, alter terrain effects. His next one is blueprint prediction. Predict the boss's next major ability, reducing its effectiveness, reduce damage, reduce duration, reduce range. Loot illusion. Create a false treasure object at a target location. Enemies who interact are stunned. 3 second stun, high threat, short cooldown. His next one and last is architectural sabotage. Temporarily weaken boss arena mechanics, disable mechanics, reduce effect strength for 5 second duration. Then he has a transformation sequence, dungeon creator activation. So I'm assuming that this, yep, unlock dungeon creator at 5 fragments. You can, rank 1 is seal. The mimic seals itself, consuming reality. At 2, it unfolds, its form splits and reshapes into an ancient architecture. 3 is the spin. The dungeon wheel spins, choosing the fate at random. And here is its dungeon wheel. We'll go over with its ultimate. 4 is manifest. The chosen room bursts outward, trapping the boss within.
So yeah, so
Now,
my idea with this was that the mimic legit, because a mimic can be anything, it turns into the wheel itself, puts it up, the whole fucking party, even the bosses sees it. Boss is like, what the fuck is going on right now? And then it
spin
spins.
the wheel. Yep. And you have a possibility, I guess, of consuming it. So, all right, we'll go to the wheel. The ultimate ability, the dungeon creator. So, this is the wheel. The battlefield is torn apart and rebuilt as a random grand dungeon room. The boss is confined within a boundary and suffers suppression. On the wheel, we have Cursed Catacomb. Boss damage reduced by 20%. Allies deal bonus versus controlled targets. Web Throne Room. Movement speed reduced by 30%. Dot damage amplified. Escapes weakened. Gravity Archive. Knockbacks reversed. Boss pulled to center periodically. Molten Arena. Environmental fire pulses. Burn damage amplified. Frozen Reliquary. Attack speed attack speed reduced by 20%. Crit damage amplified. Movement speed reduced. Ritual Chamber. Shattered Vault. Boss resistance reduced. Elemental exposure increased. Clockwork Execution Hall. Boss cooldowns increased. Cast time slowed. We have a suppression debuff from him. He applies in all rooms. Damage dealt from adds negative 20%. Resistance is down 20%. Cast speed reduced by 15. And phase triggers delayed. Now, architectural instability. After Dungeon Creator ends, cannot gain fragments for 5 seconds. Your defense is reduced by 15%. Vulnerable to control and visual distortion. Fragment collection tip. Time your disruptions. Each fragment is a step closer to rewriting reality itself. So the architect lore is long ago a mimic devoured the blueprints of a fallen dungeon lord. Knowledge became flesh, rooms became memory, and now it does not seek treasure, it designs experiences. The council verdict on the mimic is reality manipulation, unpredictable outcome, potential for raid chaos, approved.
Yeah, this one was a fun one for me. I had like a lot of stuff in mind whenever I thought this, and it was like, well, I was like, what if it turned into the wheel itself and spun and it did this and like it changed the whole room into its own domain essentially, like because a mimic exists
It's
in
happened
dungeons.
before. I'm pretty sure there was one game when a mimic ate you, you fought it like the whole battle room changed to just the mimic room, and it was specific to that. I can't remember which
Maybe.
game though.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
I can't remember which one. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so there are subclasses. You have your dungeon curator, which is create your destiny, choose next room from 3 options. Suppression effects increased and then longer duration. You have a chaos architect, which embraces the chaos. Random pool expanded. Room effects are more extreme, increased instability, more fragments gained. And then Archivist Supreme, which preserve all knowledge, dungeon duration extended by 3 seconds, fragment cap increased to 6, and faster fragment gain. So more or less, you're trying to get to your dungeon creator as fast as you can. You want to get 5 fragments so you can start popping the wheel off as much as possible.
This one is essentially a 0 damage class. This one that I made. It is legit.
Plus, I like how it's a
support.
wheel. You don't know what you're getting. Like it's a true like mimic. Like you have no idea what you're gonna get from it. So
yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, there's a couple versions of it that I had come up with and stuff like that, but I was like, no, I just don't like those. I want this, and because like I said, you think about it, like in a lot of animes or anything like that, the mimics are living creatures that have treasure inside them typically. And if you kill them, you get the treasure, but also sometimes there's nothing in them and they just eat you, and that's how they survive. But I wanted something that was a controller, and whenever I also thought about it, I was like, I legit, like I said in chat, I was like, think of domain expansion from Jujutsu Kaisen, and it was like, oh yeah, like this is
Good
what I'm going.
example, dude.
What
Like
I
this is
said.
what I'm going for.
Yeah. Yep, good example.
And
Good
and
example.
it straight up told me, it's like, okay, yeah, that sounds great, but let's try not to copyright that. We'll do this in a
I like
non-copyrighted
that.
form.
I
So,
like that.
but yeah,
Yeah,
this
good
was
twist.
fun because this is a different race. Like you wouldn't expect a mimic to be a party member.
Yep.
So
Yep. Agreed.
so we had a lot we had a lot of fun with that. So that is the end of our support classes, guys. So we are about 10 minutes over this one. We do have like I said, we still have 2 more classes. 10 of them are in the DPS class, and the the specialist class we have 5. So we have 15 more to go through, which we're gonna
I got an
postpone
idea.
until the next episode. Yeah.
I got an idea.
Did
The
we-
ones that we have went over, can we put
Mm-hmm.
them in Discord and let everyone kind of leave a reaction on them so we sort
Yeah.
of know which ones to revisit as far as like what you guys like as tanks and healers? We can leave in the Discord and just leave like a thumbs up on whichever one. So we kind of got an input from you which ones you guys like. So
We will what we'll do is we'll post them. I think what we can do is we can just make we'll post all of them so you can read the abilities, all the character cards, and then we'll make a poll so you can vote on each of the 3 roles, which one you like the best, and then we'll close that. We'll keep it open until the next podcast.
Till Friday.
yeah, for sure, man. I
Mm-hmm.
think there's been some cool ones. And I think once we get this party together, I hope he's come up with a really good boss. I do, because we have some busted ass characters so far.
I
Do
do.
we?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do we want to wait 2 weeks since we know what we're doing for the next podcast?
It doesn't bother me.
We
Let
just
me
send
double.
it on next Saturday if we're all good.
Let me see. Make sure I don't have stuff going on next Saturday.
I'm pretty sure I'll be fine. We could probably do it next Saturday.
Yeah, if we do next Saturday, so we're gonna do 3 podcasts in a row, essentially.
That's how that would go.
We can revisit it and see if we want to. If we do next Saturday, then we can then go 2 weeks after that.
Yeah, watch for
We'll
an
just
announcement in
reset.
Discord. Yeah, we'll do an announcement in Discord if we're gonna move it up a week.
All right, so let's
We'll
just
see how
plan
it
on next Saturday, this coming Saturday. After this
Yep,
one,
yep.
we will do our part 2 for this podcast. So just to give you guys a little bit of a tease, because I gotta do this.
All right.
I was about to say a couple things too. That we
Go
could
ahead.
do, to have people, so the audience can put in some input. You could post a couple of the DPS classes because it's the biggest category we have, and like 2 of the specialists, and just to show these homies that what we're going for, and then if anybody wants to create one themselves, let us know, and they can post it in the.
There's the boss.
Oh fuck, bro! Me and Jim haven't even seen this.
There's the boss. There's 3 phases.
Yep.
Oh, this is
Can't-
gonna be good. Oh, dude, look at the party standing below the sovereign. Look at that. That looks so cool.
Dude.
I had to fucking come up with something epic for us, and it needed to be a multi-phase boss, because what game doesn't have multi-phase fucking raid bosses?
Yeah,
dude?
this is cool. So phase 1 pattern testing, phase 2 pattern anti-rec. Okay.
It's an anti-reoccurrence boss. It does not like when things are recurring, so it fixes that.
I like it. I like it.
Think like fucking chaos.
Yep. I like it. I like
What
it.
what are we forgetting?
I don't know. I was wondering the same, but they didn't put anything. Ma!
My blood beast.
Still the best quote ever. Ma!
All these
Blood
classes have to be
Beast!
paired up with
Oh,
company.
there
Healer,
it
tank,
is!
DPS. They have to have good. Yes, we do. Like if you saw on a couple of the cards, there is a synergy
Yes.
section on the cards. So not all of them created that because the ones that I created mainly had them, and then I think like one or two like Miss did as well. The prompts didn't like stay in context. So, but we will definitely vote on that kind of stuff when we're thinking about building this party. Yeah, we're gonna have. I'm like, this is a lot of fucking fun for me, guys. Like, I love this shit.
Episode, and then we're gonna have another one. The problem is, I have a feeling the next one's gonna be really long too. Like, I like this. I just hope we can fit it all in the next episode. I really do.
How many classes did we go over today?
3. We have 2 left,
3.
and it's a total of
No.
think 15.
We had 5 tanks, 5 healers, and 5 support.
4. So 14, and we have 14 next week.
14. No, we have 15.
And a boss fight.
Yes. Healer was 4, support was 4, and tank was 6. So yeah, 14 of those. DPS is 10, and specialist is 5. So 15 of those. So we have one more then to go over next week, and then the boss. Yep.
So we're just gonna have to do the breakdowns a little faster next week. That's all
Yeah.
it is. But we're gonna
It's okay.
go ahead
We
and
just
list the ones that we have in Discord, guys, so you can look at them at your own time. Make sure you check them out. Let us know what you think. You know, leave a little thumbs up on them. You know, or even write in Discord
feedback.
which ones you would pair together. Feedback, please. We encourage this every week, even on the YouTube video. If you want to do Myth, what are we doing?
We gotta like, share, subscribe on the YouTube video. Share with your friends.
I wasn't gonna take it from him. It's him.
But I know that one time he forgot. I didn't let him fucking live it down for a week.
And remember,
feedback so much. Please comment on these videos, please.
if you guys want to add anything, we have a DPS class and then the specialist that we have not previewed yet at all. If you guys want to add anything, add it to the thread that we make in Discord.
Yeah, if you guys come up with shit,
we got some really cool ones. We're gonna AI sim them, Dad. We're gonna throw them into an AI and have them fight it out.
Yeah. And then eventually we're gonna do a D&D night with all these characters that we choose.
That would be cool. I guess we could probably do a D&D night and see how it goes. We'll just stream it in Discord.
Yeah, we're gonna have a head removal.
Yep.
That's definitely a collab.
D&D night.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see how it goes.
I mean, just look at all of the themes that I've done as far as like the tavern stuff and everything goes. It's all D&D related, so, or inspired rather.
Make whatever you want, Kat. Make a warlock that has what you would want a warlock to have if you want, and throw it in there.
She's got ChatGPT to help her.
Myth we posted the prompts that we used, like a template, so you can use that, so that way it builds your card in the same style as well as like the character design as well, with abilities and shit like that. So he uses my ChatGPT. Oh, I see. But yeah, guys, so that was our 13th episode of Tavern Talk with Head Removal Inc., and it is all about how we somehow became an LLC. And this one was more particular the fantasy party builder. We're going to have fun with this. We're going to do the boss fight and the other class reveal next week, we decided. So Saturday at same time, 10 a.m. Eastern. We will see you guys then. Please tune in. Please vote, upload, or feedback anything that you guys said. Like these guys have already iterated. What we want to see is your participation. I want you to help me make a tank, Jeb. All right, he's got you.
I got
make you an awesome stuff.
I can help you make one. All you gotta do is just give me like some ideas of what you want, and we can throw together a tank.
Yep.
All
make
we
some
did
class
was
stuff.
kind of throw our ideas in the ChatGPT. Well, I had to send them to them because I don't pay for it and I ran out of my free uses. But we throw it in there and then they have that template made and it just boom, there's your character.
Listen,
filter through them, figure out which ones you like.
All I heard was he mooches off of us. That's what I heard. Our
That's right.
ChatGPT.
I ain't paying for that shit.
Why? We pay for it. It's fine. There's no need.
That works. All right, guys. I guess that's it for today.
Yeah, guys, again, thanks for tuning in. As always, we love you. We thank you for everything that you guys do. You're part of the community here. Please tune in, drop like, subscribe, follows, all that fun stuff, like Myth said. And remember, guys, always keep your head on, or don't. Have a good one.
Peace, guys. Take it
Keep
easy.
an eye out for the YouTube post, and please comment on it. We need some comment interaction on the YouTube posts.
Hold on. What?
We're waiting.
Well, wait.
Ma!
What you want?
We're waiting on Jib Mom.
Yeah, I don't know. She said wait, and I'm not sure what she was asking.
Oh no, we're not giving Jib a hard time for that. It's just fun ribbing Jib Mom.
Oh, yeah, no. Mom, really?